Ingrid Watson was previously a Bowie City Council member who ran and won a seat in Prince George's County's District 4 in 2022. While she lived in Bowie and in District 4 for years, some of her constituents grew concerned that something had changed when rumors that she was living outside of District 4 began to surface. One of those constituents did their own digging, and so did we. Prince George's County Council member Ingrid Watson has only been on the council for a few years, representing District 4, one of the most politically active areas of the county. District 4 encompasses Bowie and parts of Upper Marlboro, but not this part of Upper Marlboro, a home where Watson can be found many mornings and evenings outside her district.
It's not like you could bring this issue to the police and the police are going to do something about it.
This private investigator, who was not hired by News 4, tells us one of Watson's constituents hired him to confirm where Watson was living. We're not identifying him to protect his livelihood. He says for 2 weeks he documented Watson coming in and out of this home outside of her district.
What really drove it over the top for me was seeing her come out in the morning, collecting the garbage pails that were out in the street, bringing those to the back of the house, taking her dog outside.
It is amazing to me that there is a constituent who could be so upset with their representation that they would put this kind of money into hiring you to do this work.
Yes, I mean, this wasn't cheap.
Our I-team did not rely solely on this detective's video surveillance. We went to see for ourselves. And as the detective said, we also found Watson leaving the home early in the morning, walking her dog, and her car parked there. According to the Prince George's County Charter, a council member shall forfeit their office if they cease to be a resident of the district they resided in at the time of election. However, it doesn't define residency requirements or how many days you actually have to spend there. State tax records list that Ingrid Watson once owned a home in District 4 with her ex-husband, but it was sold. She's now married to Maryland State Senator Ron Watson, who, according to tax records, owns the Upper Marlboro home where we saw her. In her candidacy filing for the county council, Watson listed a Bowie apartment as her address. That's in District 4. But the detective said he didn't see her there, and the I-team never spotted her vehicle there either.
I live in my district. I live in District 4.
Watson agreed to talk to us after we told her about the investigation and was adamant that she lives at the Bowie apartment.
I'm there most of the time. A lot of times I spend with Ron at home, at his home, and then other times I'm at my home. So we have kind of a dual residence going. I do both. I kind of go back and forth to both, but the majority of my time is in District 4.
This is a way to adhere to the rules, but not really adhere to the rules. It's because just having an apartment on paper doesn't mean you're part of the community.
David Williams with Taxpayers Protection Alliance says no matter what the distance or the reason, if there are rules for where elected officials can live, they should be followed.
It's not a matter of distance. It's a matter that she is outside of this district.
Prince George's also has 2 at-large seats, one of which recently opened, but Watson did not run for that seat. She and her husband did, however, hold a fundraiser for one of the candidates at the house outside her district. Our News 4 cameras rolled as guests arrived last week.
When you see there are at-large seats, that makes even less of a reason why she should be outside the district, because there are opportunities for her to serve the public in a different way than serving a specific district.
Watson said she has no interest in running for at-large and that she loves her district, where she's paid taxes for 20 years. How is your client responding?
I think that the client was surprised almost at the amount of time, the amount of evidence that just kept on piling up because it was every single day.
When we asked Watson, was she following the spirit of the law, this was her response.
I'm meeting the law. I reside, I've lived in Bowie since 2015 in this particular apartment.
Watson told me everything she owns is in Bowie and that she's abiding by the law. She says that when she and her husband first married in 2022, they looked for a home together in District 4, but were not able to find one they liked. Now, this is not a new debate. There's state case law that defines what a domicile or primary residence is, but the state only has rules to challenge residency for candidates leading into elections. That's going to make this a local issue.